Hello everybody, the72172 here today, making another computer video. Those are the only kind I make. Today, we are covering a computer known as the Dell Inspiron 1150. One thing you might be able to notice right now is I'm trying a new camera angle, and it's not working. So I'm going to rotate and move this laptop so I get better lighting. Anyways, I'm doing this in response to Road Geek's video on the Dell Inspiron 1150. Well, kind of in response. He has a Dell Inspiron 1150 as well. He got off of eBay, and he had a whole story behind his, but I don't have a story behind this one really, except that I found it at the dump. And it's in a lot worse shape than his is, in quite a few ways. If you've seen my other video called Dell Inspiron Quick Cleanup, you'll know that the motherboard on this was extremely dirty. The reason for that is, at some point or another, someone spilt a liquid on this. And it must have been coffee or something. But regardless, the fact that this laptop still works after having some sort of liquid poured on it, I think is a testament to the fact that this laptop will never die. It will never be plagued with the same problems that Road Geeks had, which I will go into in just a moment. And other than that, besides the many flaws and other things that this money pit has, it's alright. I don't know the exact specs of it, but it's easy enough to find out, so I won't moan about it. This computer has an Intel Pentium 4. This is not a Pentium 4 Mobile. As you can see there, there's no M. If it was a Pentium 4 Mobile, it would have a small black M that juts off over the 4. I'll put a logo on it next to the actual logo so you can see what I mean. Another thing you might be able to notice, which is pretty evident, is the fact that it has no keyboard. Well, I mean, yeah, it has a keyboard. It's connected to the USB port in the back, but hey, it's not a legit keyboard. And the reason for that is, the person neglected this laptop so much that the keyboard was completely destroyed. There was no getting around the fact that the keyboard in this thing was never going to work ever again, regardless of how much cleaning of the thing I did. But anyways, there's other problems with this thing as well. From the liquid spill, there's corrosion on this metal plate right here, regardless of how much cleaning I do of that. There's irremovable gunk on the motherboard still, which I'm not going to get off, nor am I going to bother to get off. These hinges are floppy and loose, and there's a crack right there in the plastic. And I think, no, not on the back, never mind. And these buttons are very flaky and barely work. That'll need to be replaced eventually, but I'm not going to do that right now. Other than that, this thing's alright. So, I'm just going to power it on. It has Windows XP, as you can see. Sorry about that. Of course, at the worst possible time, the batteries died. Anyways, Road Geek's laptop that he had, this almost identical Dell Inspiron 1150, had quite a few differences compared to this one, and I'll go into those in just a moment once I get my computer open, if I can manage to do a right click. There we go. His has an Intel Celeron as opposed to an Intel Pentium, but it doesn't matter anyway. They both suck because they're net burst. Anyway, his had, I think, Home Edition, not Professional. His had a 30 gig hard drive, where I think as this has a 60 gig. Check that right now, actually. Won't kill me to do that. Boop, and boop, Oh, I guess I only have a 20 gig in this. That's very interesting. I don't know why I put a 20 gig drive in this. I thought I put a 60 gig, but I guess not. Anyways, his has 512. It originally, the first one he had originally had 256 megabytes. I'm not sure how much this has. I'll find it. Oh yeah, it has 512. There. It has 512 megabytes of RAM. So anyways, this laptop's outfit is pretty much exactly the same as his. There's the hard drive, PCMCIA socket thingy right there, headphone, microphone, the DVD combo drive, 2 stereo speakers along the front with a bunch of LEDs, 3 of them to be exact. The battery, which is kind of like a slide in, slide out design as opposed to just you flip the laptop over, move a latch, and it's out type thing, which I think is kind of a waste, but I don't really care. There's a 56K modem right there, small intake vent for the massive fan that is not an always-on fan, and a Kensington lock. And around the back, we have ourselves the vent, the exhaust for it, the power jack for a PA9/PA10 adapter, a blank, which, as the Road Geek said in his video, may or may not be an S video, another vent, I think, 2 USB 1.0 ports, I'm sure, VGA, and an Ethernet port. So, that's this laptop. It gets a little bit more performance considering it has that Pentium 4M, but man, this thing just needs to be like, it's almost more worth it to just buy a new one, because at this point it's been so abused and so neglected over the years that it's like, it's probably more worth it to just keep this one around for parts and then buy another one on eBay. But I was thinking while watching Road Geek's video about the motherboard failures these have. These have NetBurst desktop style CPUs. None of this mobile crap. That being said, they get a lot hotter than a mobile chip would, and thus create a lot more heat that needs to be dispelled somehow. I don't think really Dell did the best job in this case, as if it wasn't idling right now and there was a sudden spike in CPU usage that stayed there for a while, the fan would not update itself in time to catch it within a reasonable heat threshold and thus cause the fan to go up to near 100%. That's a bit of a thing, Dell. I know you can't really control it at this point, but really? Anyways, I was thinking about the motherboard failures while watching this video, and I was thinking, well, why not just reflow it? If this one ever does have the problems that the other Dell Inspiron 1150s had, then I think what I will do is I will take all of the crap off of this, including the CPU, and I'll just put it in my oven. And if that fixes it, it fixes it. Because what it sounds like is happening here is a case of the HP Pavilion DB6000. The HP Pavilion DB6000 was shipped with a bad NVIDIA graphics chip, and the solder balls underneath the BGA NVIDIA chip would crack over time, causing the laptop to not power on. HP, being the saint of the computer industry that they are, decided that doing absolutely nothing to fix anybody's problems would be the best course of action. Good job, HP. Proud of you. Anyways, what some people have done to fix that issue is reflow their board, but since the problem recurs because of a bad solder patch, you really have to do that every once in a while. But I'm thinking in this case, since especially Road Geeks lasted about a year before it needed to be reflowed, or maybe reflowed, it wouldn't have to be done as often as the HP DB6000. So, phew. But anyway, that'll be something to try if this thing ever fails. One of these days, this laptop, as Road Geek said in his video, yet again, going back to Road Geek, it was one of the first laptops to feature built-in wireless. His had some trouble connecting at first. He got about two bars on his little XP thingy-majiggy, but since the router for me is directly above my head, it really doesn't matter how far I can get away from it. It'll still work perfectly fine. I have not really actually tried web browsing on this or anything, but I mean, there's no bad time. I think on this I installed the unofficial service pack 4. You can see that file there. Probably say XPS for you. I do have Chrome on here, which is probably evidence that I did try to do that at one point in time, but I'm not sure. I think the updates this wants to download are probably POS ready updates. I think it was Road Geek that actually clued me in on the whatchamacallits, the SP4 updates, but that's still a thing. I'm thinking some point in the future I'm going to get this thing repaired, whether it kills me or not. If I have to buy a parts laptop off of eBay, so be it. If I have to buy a new keyboard for like $30, so be it. If I have to spend like $100 to get a new touch board for this thing, so be it. Actually, well, I probably wouldn't spend $100 on that, but whatever. Let's just try going to like YouTube or something, see how it copes. My internet is very slow, so it's not going to be any bit fast, but it seems to be going. I think I'll try and open Task Manager. Okay. I don't know why that took so long, but anyway, the fan has still not risen from 0 RPMs. I know it's going to in about a minute. Let's try and watch some random YouTube video. Let's try something interesting like, well, you know, we've mentioned Road Geek about 50 million times in this video, so let's just do it again. As you can see, the CPU is kinda not liking it. It's using quite a bit just for web browsing. If we were talking like an 8-core i7, well, 4-core 8 hyper-threading i7, it would be like, yo, what are you even doing? Now it's gonna take about a year to load this again. Now watching the channel trailer. Load the latest video on, hey, look at that, Dell Inspiron 1150 overview. Fancy that! I hope I don't get hit with a copyright notice because I am totally not, you know, doing anything bad here. Well, you know, I don't think Road Geek does his channel for, you know, business purposes, as in making millions off of one song and then viciously copyright noticing everyone who even mentions their song in their videos. YouTube. Anyway, if this ever loads, we can, well, you can see that the CPU utilization is getting kind of up there. We still have not left 0 RPM. I don't know if you can see that or not, but the fan hasn't even spun up yet. Now we're at 100%. It'll think about itself now. Look at that, trying to watch YouTube, cratered. It is absolutely cratered. Jeez. The fan has finally left 0 RPM.
Hello, this is Billy Ford from the Carolinas Remote Wiki. Today is Monday, September the 7th of 2015.
Okay, so loading 360p video seems to be not painful. But if we tried something like, oh boy, oh, it's not even 360p. We're on 144p. Let's try 360p. Cratered again at 100%. It's gonna start getting mad at me in here in a minute.
I want to tell you guys a little story.
Okay, so it seems to be handling 360p alright, but my internet, however, is not.
Before we do that, will you stupid Packard Bell shut up?
Speaking of Packard Bells, I may have a Packard Bell video out in the future. Ooh, spoilers. Well, I still have yet to release all of my August 8th haul videos, even though it's been a month since then. I started college recently, and I'm being a little bit cautious of the fact that I might have too much work to make constant videos. So I'm kind of really slowly releasing all of those haul videos. But anyway, my internet is too slow for this, so I think I'm gonna call that a day. Anyways, that's really about it for this laptop. It's a 2003, 2004-ish laptop. It's a design. Let's just go with that. We're gonna leave it neutral, leave it open to opinions, stuff like this. Let's shut it down. Let's just get out of here. I'm done with this. It's gonna install updates, so yeah, that's about it really. Thank you for watching. Installing update 101. Hurry up, I got stuff to do. Come on. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and, you know, maybe even subscribe, because I only have like 40 subscribers. Yeah, view/subscriber whore is me. Anyways, that's gonna be about it. So, again, thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and goodbye. Do you like how I drew it out there at the end, you know, get to shut down? Yeah. Doing it properly. How do you YouTube, people?